What's going on, everyone?
Are you ready to get your internal fire sparked?
Welcome to the Fyreside.
Welcome to the Fyreside.
Are you ready?
We are SpeakFyre, and this is the Fyreside Roundtable.
The Fyreside Roundtable, baby!
Are you ready? Get ready for this.
We're all here. Team SpeakFyre, assemble.
We are the SpeakFyre, and this is the Fyreside Roundtable.
Sean, she talked about in the end of that there, talking about those patterns of consistency. And so I know you and your lovely wife, you got the family there, and the wife is probably now out of school. And what are you and the wife doing now to put patterns of consistency in your lives and the boys' lives right now?
I think that's one of the big things is just we kind of came together and was like, let's kind of reprogram them to a new normal, because we understand and we recognize that behind this whole COVID-19 move that things are not going to go back to normal. There's going to be a new normal that we're going to have to adapt to. And what we've just been trying to do was just restructure and redefine a normal for now, as we don't know what this new normal is going to look like on the other side of this. We're just trying to kind of get them ready, to adjust and putting certain things in place for them, because they're still doing the school thing. They still go on their laptops and meet with their teachers and do that learning. And then after that, we're doing some reading, and it's just all about developing that new schedule and getting them accustomed to what we desire them to do, and because they have their apprehensions about the whole COVID-19. They don't want us to get affected. They don't want themselves to get affected. So they have their concerns, and we have to validate their concerns as being legit and being real. And we just have to kind of continue to help them to understand that they're going to be okay. And same echoing Aisha and Cornelius, that we are people of faith, and we have to reassure them that, hey, everything's going to be okay. We just have to develop this new schedule so that they understand this is what we have to do now. And they don't understand, they don't know. For them, it's unknown, just like it is to all of us. But even in that, we're just trying to make them as comfortable as possible with this new schedule.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that's got to be hard as a father, as obviously some of my co-hosts here can attest, is, I'm going to go over to Jody here on this one, is Jody, like many of us, is full of energy. I don't know that this guy has a moment where he's not just bouncing off the walls until his head hits the pillow. And even then, who knows, his feet might be wiggling around. So Jody, you've got that active family. You got your wife. You guys have been really busy. I see you guys on the social media right now during the shutdown. How do you bring that positivity and that energy into your family when I'm sure they're feeling that stress and pressure as well, the kids and the wife? So speak on that. How do we keep that energy, that focus, that positivity in these interesting times?
What I find is that your kids are a reflection of you and your attitude about COVID-19. Judy and I are very optimistic. We're like, it's not as bad. We will get through it. And part of it, obviously, is where we live in Idaho. We are not as impacted as in New York or California. But we also have had family. My brother-in-law got the coronavirus, was in his house for 2 weeks, and with 8 other people in his house with an extremely high-risk wife, and none of them got it. And so, we're walking through this going, look, what? No matter what happens, we're going to be respectful. We're going to be considerate of what they're asking us to do, what other people are when we go to the store and stuff. But overall, we're very optimistic. We're very, we're just like, we're going to get through this, and we're going to become better as we're going through it. And so I think one of the things that has really helped us is, our kids they see mom and dad working out every morning at 6:00. We work out together with a group of Zoom attendees with us. And so we're inspiring other people to join us on that journey. My 2 daughters, they take the weights out and the rubber bands and they go out in the backyard and do it in the sun. And so, I think it's been easier for us, I would say, because of the way we lived prior. And so it's like, all right, what are the minor tweaks that we need to do to keep all of us emotionally, physically, and spiritually healthy? And, that spiritual foundation is a huge, huge component. And, you are asking about how do we keep that fear out of it? And, remember, fear is just false evidence already realized. And right. And so you can act out of fear, or you can respond to what's really happening in your life and be proactive and allow your kids to be proactive with you. And probably the biggest challenge for us, adjustment wise, is, having my daughter go from UVU D1 volleyball her first season and having to come home and finish her college first semester online, and having my daughter, who's a junior, come in and have to do online school. And that has been the biggest adjustment of how do we discipline ourselves? How do we get up, turn on the computer, get onto an online class that we really don't want to do? Let me just do the work and push through it. And I think that's the biggest adjustment that I've seen affect us as a family.
That's again, we went to that consistency that Aisha spoke about early on, and great job, and really proud of the family that you're leading there. Awesome, man. Cornelius, so you're not big bad father's fire, right? But you're starting your little niche now, right? Congratulations to you and your fiance. It was lovely to get to witness that on social media a few weeks back. Really excited for you guys. Talk to us about that. So you're in this, it's obviously not new, but it's a young, fresh relationship, and you're leaning on each other in these interesting times. How is this affecting her? How are you guys responding to this as a couple?
How is it affecting her? Well, she loves so much, it's affecting her a lot, because she loved her mom, she loved her uncle, and that's who she actually stand with at this moment. So they're older and they have pre-existing health issues, and she don't want nothing to happen to them. Now, with me, if y'all don't remember, I actually quit driving trucks back in October, and I became a school teacher in my school district, sorry. And I became a school teacher. So now I'm a school teacher, but then COVID-19 show up and now school is out. So now I'm back to driving trucks. Oh man, she about flipped out, because my first load that I was going to was up in New York and New Jersey. And she was like, exactly. And she was like, she is just scared. She is just, very anxious about the whole situation. And the best thing that we are doing is really, we pray probably 2 to 3 times a day. We read every morning and every night before we get our day started, before we go to sleep. And that's actually bringing her anxiety down. Other than that, we just still have fun. We just do what we do. We speak every day. We have little games on our phone that we play with one another. We pick at one another because we're not staying in the same city, guys. So we won't be able to see each other every day. And also I am practicing social distancing. So I'm not going to try to be up on my fiance anyway, but we just do them same things that we were doing before this happened. And we actually implemented a whole lot more things just so it can take our mind off what's happening. And it can, like I should have said, is that we need consistency. My problem is not my problem, but the thing that I'm going to have with the whole world is that what is going to happen after COVID-19 leave? Are we going to build these consistency pipelines in our family? But when the COVID-19 leave, are we going to go back to who we were before? Or are we going to stay with the consistency? And that's what me and my fiance is doing right now. We're building them pathways right now. So when this is over, we already have this instilled, because we don't know if this is going to be over a week from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. We don't know, but we're working on ourselves right now, having the best time of our life, honestly, during the COVID-19. And when it's over, oh man, it's going to be on. So right now we're good. She's okay. She is not crying out, being scared no more because I'm driving back all over the whole US. She know that God has both of us, and man, everything is just going good between us two.
You didn't say it, but you said it. Is that
What I said?
You just haven't stopped dating her. You are pushing maybe extra hard
Yes.
at showing her compassion and love, and obviously that's reciprocal in that relationship.
Yes.
And that's the beautiful part of that. So that's what I heard in that.
Yeah,
so
yeah. No,
sorry
that's it. Even before COVID-19, like I believe the best marriages, and I've never been married before, but I believe the best marriages always come to fruition when the man and the woman both stay, like you said, like romantically involved, having fun. Like Jody had said, planning dates every Tuesday. You have to have that in the beginning, and that has to go through. If you're married for 50, 60, 70 years, it has to go for the rest of your life. You can't just stop. And that's what we already done that. But now the COVID-19 has blessed us to be able to implement more things, honestly. And so now that's why we're so happy in this time, and people is tripping like, oh, why y'all smiling? Why y'all happy? Because I love my wife. Well, she's my wife, my fiance. She will be my wife. I already call her my wife. But I love my wife. This COVID-19 coronavirus is not going to take away the love that I have for my fiance, and likewise, and it really doesn't matter. So yeah. Just to echo what you just said.
absolutely. So Bob Cornelius earlier, he mentioned that, we don't know what this is going to look like, how long this is going to take. And there's a good chance that, we're going to gradually ease out of this. It might be months. It might be, a year and a half before we get back to some semblance of what looked like a few months ago. So we can't live in our houses forever. Eventually they're going to release us out, but we're not going to have a breakout, right? We're not going to have that high pressure, high intensity, hit the streets and how do we ease ourselves back out, but ramp up some momentum in our lives and finally grab this 2020 that we wanted the whole time. How do we charge out gracefully into this new world? So remind me that I have two parts to this. I'm going to give part one here real quick, but you segued me perfectly into this. So I'm sure a lot of people are feeling this where you are super anxious, not just because of what's going on, but because you're stuck in the house and you're bored in the house and you're in the house bored. It happens. I get it. So how do we stop that so when we finally get released that everyone doesn't just lose their mind? You have to look forward to something. You can't just sit here every day and wake up and be like, all right, cool. What are we going to watch on Netflix? Oh no, we've watched 3/4 of what's on the internet. Awesome. Let's go to Hulu. And you look and it's Friday and you're like, great. I'm out of ideas. Side note, there are these wonderful things called books. They have words on paper. Check those out. They're really fun. But no, people are going to go in droves to do what they want to do. Think about it. How many things have you not been able to do now because you're stuck in the house that you normally would? A shopping trip for Jenny and I now is like an event. I'm like, okay, cool. Like today, after this call, I'm like, cool, we're going to go out to Costco. We're going to get our shopping done. It's going to be awesome. And it's a fun event. Does it have to be anything massive? No. But when all of this passes, and it will, you have to look forward to that thing that you want to do. And for some people, that's learning a new language. For some people, that's doing some professional development stuff. For other people, it's whatever. You have to look forward to something, and you have to really ready yourself for that. I said this a couple days ago on my Instagram Live. A lot of people sit there and complain that one moment is never there for them. That one moment where, that person that's going to make you successful just shows up in your life. Well, I do this every morning. I wake up and I start meditating, and I envision what my perfect life is going to be. Because for a lot of people, that moment has come for you, not once, but like multiple times. You just haven't seen it because you don't believe it yet. And you're not ready for it. So when that moment comes, it passes because it's like, oh, you're not ready to jump on the train. All right, tough. Maybe we'll get you on the go around. And you have to keep looking for that. You have to be ready for when that moment comes.
onto that second part. So, like I just said, you need to be ready for that moment coming. A lot of people have been receiving their stimulus checks. A lot of people have been, I've seen this all over social media where people are going, oh, I'm going to buy a TV. I'm going to do this with it. I'm going to do that. And buy all these frivolous things where if you need them, cool, whatever. I don't care how you spend your money. That's on you. But a lot of people are saying, I need all this stuff because you're bored. And at this moment, a bigger TV would be nice for like a day. And then you get used to it and you're like, okay. Well, Jenny and I sat down yesterday. She just had her disc coaching assessment with Aisha. We talked about that for a whole night. And we ran a budget. And I was like, all right, so here are our financial goals for the year. How are we going to make this happen? And we both looked at it and said, wow, we're here because of ourselves. Like no one made us get in the position we're in. We're here because we're bad at spending money. Let's just call it what it is. So we recently got our stimulus check and everything was great. We're trying to figure out where to allocate it. And I said, wait a second. I've had 2 goals this entire year. Fine, 3. Write the manuscript for my book, finish the edits, get it published, and join Game Changers. And Game Changers just got done. So.
Hey.
Right.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Like quite literally just happened.
And Game Changers is a speaking program with through Eric Thomas, the #1 speaker in the world. So I know that Aisha's a member of Game Changers, and I know that's been on your heart for a long time, Bobby. So congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thank you, guys.
So let's hit the lightning round real quick. Jody, talk to us. Give me under a minute. What are you thinking? What's the most important thing on your heart right now as you're listening to us speak? In under a minute, what do you want to contribute on top of this conversation as it goes to COVID-19?
I think we all need to take a collective breath. We just need to take a big breath, just step back and realize that, there are some uncertainties. But with uncertainty provides opportunity for us to grow on a personal level, on a business level, on a relationship level, and even our relationship with the man upstairs. So let's all take a breath. Let's have a little bit of faith, and let's move forward with confidence and with the determination to serve one another through this process.
All right. Keeping with that lightning round spirit, Cornelius, talk to me. What are you thinking is next for us, and kind of in that tone of energy and being productive in 2020 to still, have our best year?
Well, first thing first, I want to say with them stimulus checks that who was that? Bobby Bird that was speaking about. They're probably going to just buy a whole lot of toilet paper with the money. That's what I wanted to say first. But no, with what you said, just in 2020, how you still can have a 2020 is just knowing that this is going to pass at some point in time. Use this time to fine tune who you are, find out who yourself is. So when 2020 is over, you can just dominate your lane, whatever that is. Stay positive. Find more out about yourself, about your family, about your loved ones. Use this time wisely. So when this time is over, friends, I promise you, you can apply everything you learn in this time to yourself, and then you can apply it out in the world when this COVID-19 is over. So,
Sean, we're in that lightning round under a minute. Talk to me about reaching inside of yourself, digging in deep. And we've all been calmed, right? We've all been cooled in this first quarter 2020, and we still want to have that energy and that fire and that charisma that we thought we were going to have on January 1st. Talk to me about digging inside and finding that passion inside of us once again.
I think really behind this COVID-19, what we're really going to see is the resiliency that lies on the inside of us. And I think that's going to charge us. Looking back to human history, we see in our humanity, we've gone through tons of different stuff that should have knocked us out of the box, but we've all bounced back. That's one of the biggest things that I feel we should understand about ourselves, that we have that resiliency. And from the resiliency will come that charisma, that energy, and that bounce back. That's what's going to come from. So understand that we have that resiliency and it's there.
All right, Bobby. I know this is going to be the hardest thing in the world for Bobby Berg. Bobby Berg, under a minute. How do I prepare myself as a student, as a leader, as a student of life? How to prepare myself? How to prepare my brain to get my next level success? A tagline I've heard before. To get that next level success in 2020.
So, plain and simple, you need to know what your goal is, because everyone's saying, "Oh, I want to be the best student I can be. I want to get great grades. You need to know exactly what it is. Which class is giving you trouble? Which teachers give really hard tests? What do you personally need to become the best student you can be? You have to narrow it down, make a list. Seriously, the second you hop off this call, take a piece of paper and write down the top 5 things that you want to get done, and write down the next 2 things that scare you about succeeding this year. Like the 2 goals that you're like, I don't know if I can do this. And look, there it is. Your list is handled and you know exactly what you need to do.
Nice. See that, everybody? Bobby Berg with a quick answer. Love this guy.
Doesn't happen often.
Aisha Thomas, obviously at home you're the matriarch. You're the matriarch in SpeakFyre. And so in that, let's wrap up just hearing you talk about bringing leadership to your children and bringing leadership to the people, family, friends, coworkers in your lives. Just speak on walking in leadership in these trying times.
Yeah, so I defined stimulate, right? So you're talking about stimulus check. And even if you look at the synonyms for stimulate, you see words like encourage, prompt, motivate, trigger, spark, galvanize, activate, excite, electrify. I don't think about a TV when I think about that. I don't think about those shoes that you want to purchase when I think about that. What can you start to do to inspire, which is a synonym for stimulate? What can you do to start making sure that you're inciting and you're incentivizing those things within yourself? So instead of taking that stimulus check and utilizing to purchase things on the outside, what can you invest in that's going to help you internalize inside? I know my podcast is called Internal Fire, but it's so important that you start working on the internal so the external is stimulated effectively. And I'm sure it's going to be tempting. I'm sure it's going to be tempting to see this money and utilize it on things on the outside. But what are you going to do to ensure that you're stimulating yourself? So make sure you've heard a pattern with everybody that's been on this episode. You've heard mental health. You heard spiritual health, physical health. What are you going to do to start investing in yourself more to ensure that you are pouring in, again, stimulating yourself? That's the type of deposit you should be making. Those are the kind of things you want to be utilizing during this season. So I really want us to just have that mindset that we need to start really focusing on the distractions. So when we get out of this, we don't get back into the patterns of allowing the distractions to rule us. Let's start working on ways to start changing our mindset, changing our behaviors. So again, when we are hit with situations like this, again, we can be effective. We can really hone in on those skills, those talents, those strengths, all those amazing things that you need to tap into so it benefits your family and it benefits you and it benefits your future. So guys, allow yourself to take this time to really start pouring into yourself so you can become stronger and create that consistency that you're going to need so you can stimulate and place those deposits internally so you can show up effectively externally.
Well, she definitely didn't keep it under a minute, but I'll allow it. That was gorgeous. Thank you so much, Aisha.
You didn't tell me a minute, actually.
Come on, man. She's the matriarch.
It was well worth it.
And that was fire with the Y.
With the Y.
Aisha, where can we connect with you? Where can people connect with you? How do we reach out to you?
Of course, check out my podcast, man. We're a SpeakFyre family. Check me out on Internal Fire, and that's Fire with the Y. Follow me on social media at Miss Aisha Speak. So check out my website, aishathomas.org. Get that counseling, that coaching, so we can unlock that greatness within you.
Cornelius, talk to us. How do we reach out to you? How do we connect with you?
You can reach out to me. All things. I am Cornelius Dunlap. That is the new thing for me right now is TikTok, because of course that's popping right now. But IG, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, I am Cornelius Dunlap. Also, I do have a podcast, which is Champion Fyre. That's powered by SpeakFyre. Oh, and by the way, that's SpeakFyre with a Y. It's on all platforms, guys. That's how you can find me. I would love for you to support me and just come listening and get that inner champion awakened.
Sean, you've seems like you've recently come off some success of another movie debuting and having great success. So congratulations on that. Where can we see it? Tell us a little bit about it, and then how can we connect with you?
Thank you. You can catch your boy on Instagram at the official Sean B, and on Facebook, Sean Brassfield. And yes, the film was officially on Netflix. And within the first 48 hours, we cracked the top 10 movies watched on Netflix at number 8. It's a phenomenal film.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Official IMDb credit now. So yeah, it's a great film about a father trying to see his daughter. You know,
What's the name?
it's called The Ghost Who Walks.
And what's your role in that?
I am Cloudy Eye. I'm one of the villains who are assigned to catch this guy trying to see his daughter. Yeah.
I've seen some screenshots of it. He looks great in the role.
I kind of look like the Black Terminator.
I know that's what we're watching soon. So Jody, tell me, where can we connect? Tell me how do we hook up with Jody Cedric?
So Instagram is Jody Cedric, JodySedrick. And of course, Father's Fyre is the podcast. And I also have a Facebook group just for men called Father's Fyre, where we have more intimate, direct discussions about what it means to be a father, what it means to be a man. And I mean, we really try to have a heart-to-heart talk in a safe, private environment where men can explore what it really means to be a great father and a great man.
So, I'm really proud of that, man. Congratulations on
Thank you.
that.
It's been a lot of fun. You know, we've had some great conversations, and sometimes the groups are small, and that's okay. We can have very direct, open conversations, and you know, it's just a safe place for men to talk about the things that are on their heart.
Yeah, small is better. Let it grow organically. Congratulations, really.
Thank you.
Bob, take us out. Where do we connect with Bobby Berg?
So I'm on every social media platform you can think of. It's just at Bobby Berg, one word. Especially on TikTok. Been really big on that lately. And as you know, hop on Student Fyre. I'd love to connect with you.
And I'm your host.
He wanted to go.
I'm your host, as always, Michael Gingras, host of Leadership Fyre, proud co-speaker with my friends here at SpeakFyre. I encourage everyone, if you're not listening to any of the shows on the SpeakFyre network, please subscribe now. Champion Fyre, Father's Fyre, Young Fyre, Student Fyre, Internal Fyre, and of course, Leadership Fyre. I'm a little partial, maybe I'm biased. Thanks again for tuning in to a Fyreside Roundtable. Always a pleasure. Super exciting team. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, you can find us every Monday morning at 4 a.m. Are you going to be up with us?
We are SpeakFyre. Who are we? We are a collective of inspirational, motivational, life-guiding speakers here to help you make your best life available and real today. For everyone that's looking for anything and everything leadership, you have to check out my guy, Michael Gingras, over at Leadership Fyre. For my youth that are coming up, for those of you that have questions that need answers, go hit up Sean B. He's the host of Young Fyre, killing the game every single Monday. For those of you that have questions that go a little deeper, for those of you that need that internal fire inside of you, not just sparked, but you need those flames fanned, go check out Aisha Thomas with Internal Fire. For my fathers, y'all, you are the real MVP. Go check out my guy Jody Cedric, the host of Father's Fyre. For my champions, for my people that need to be the champion of not only their day, but their entire life. Man, y'all gotta check out my man, Neil Legend, over at Champion Fyre. For my students, doesn't matter if we're talking elementary, middle school, high school, college, my graduate students, all of you, for everything student empowerment, student leadership, and student productivity, tune in to Student Fyre with me, your host, Bobby Berg. We are SpeakFyre, live every Monday morning, 4 a.m., Eastern Standard Time. You gonna wake up with us? Let's get it. Whew, that was another awesome episode of the Student Fyre podcast. Thank y'all for sticking around for this long, but I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? See, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like how do I record an episode? How do I get my show to apps? Like, do I have to do it individually, or can I just have one place that does everything for me? And most importantly, how do I make money from my podcast? Is that even an option? Well, honestly, y'all, your answer is Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors that want to advertise on your podcast. Yes, you. That means you can get paid to make the podcast. You can get paid to podcast the right way. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. If you want to get in on this, if you want to make your podcast a reality and you want your success and your word to be a thing, man, you already know. Hop over to Anchor and give it a start. You won't regret it. Catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
I am excited to bring you my new book, Trendsetter, 7 Steps to Radically Stand Out to Be the Best You. This book details my journey of coming to the United States and being excited to embrace the American culture. But unfortunately, my culture was not accepted, and I found myself being bullied as a young girl. And in this process, I decided that I wanted to disconnect from my culture to be more accepted into American culture. And through that process, I got so depressed from trying to fit in that I attempted suicide my freshman year in high school. So this book talks about the journey of what I did to become radically transformed, to be the strong woman I am today. This book is something that's really going to enable the reader to understand and embrace who they are, embrace what makes them special, and become radically transformed. Get your copy today at becomingatrendsetter.com. Again, that is becomingatrendsetter.com, or check it out at my website at aishathomas.org.